move? Did they ever really cover that on the thing? Because, like, Chris and I were talking about it today. It would seem silly to build this thing and you only get 2 shots off of the sun that you're draining, which somehow doesn't go nova.
Well, I guess because they're stealing all the energy, it can't go nova.
Yeah, but then they steal all the energy and put it in a planet, and then when they destroy the base, it just turns into a sun. I'm not a solar physicist.
Wouldn't the mass of star up there just turn into a black hole and eventually destroy this weapon anyway?
I would assume, but I mean, I don't know. There was actually there's an author I like, John Scalzi, and he posted this really interesting blog post about how that kind of stuff doesn't bother him in Star Wars. It's basically that from that first line, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, means this is a legend told to the ages, and this probably didn't happen exactly the way it did here, but this is the story we tell. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And all of a sudden, a lot of stuff that I had problems with in Star Wars just kind of disappeared.
I remember in the movie watching the beams fly across, and then just the impact on the planets. I thought it was beautifully shot.
Yeah.
And somehow it takes less time than the Death Star to recharge. Because the Death Star needs 24 hours to recharge its cannon.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But the Death Star was internal power. This is your killing a star.
Yeah. Star killer.
But the one thing that is much better than it is the fact that one shot killed 5 planets.
Yeah.
And now you don't have to move the Death Star. You just have to fire it. They can be wherever they want. The weapon seems to hit them at whatever distance.
I definitely see it. It's got all the same, desert planet. It starts on a desert planet. How many desert planets can there really be in the galaxy? Don't answer that.
Hiding the secret information in a droid.
Yeah, a masked villain strong in the Force who's at odds with the military commander of this galactic spanning empire. The miraculous escape. The improbable sequence of events that leads to the destruction of what seems like a really poorly guarded super weapon.
Chewie, we're home.
Spoiler.
Harrison Ford's best performance as Han Solo in the whole Star Wars thing. It was fantastic, and I had accidentally read the spoiler for that sequence before, and even though I knew it's coming, and they telegraph it so bad.
They do, yeah.
There's no railings, so someone's getting pushed off. But even just, you're watching and you're waiting, and they drag it out so long that you're almost at the point where maybe the asshole on the internet was lying.
Right.
And then the lightsaber goes through, and it was still gut-wrenching, even though I knew it was coming, and Harrison Ford didn't oversell it. And the stroke of his face just before he falls off the bridge. It was such a beautiful... This movie is so well shot. And no lens flare, so thanks for that, Jay. I got goosebumps over Chewie's roar of pain, because I don't know how long they've been together. I'm sure that's a question answered in one of the books about Han Solo being a badass and screwing people in the galaxy. But you really felt the weight of their entire friendship in that one moment. And then...
the Chewie raging and
and
taking out
just
stormtroopers left, right, and center, and
I liked his crossbow.
and then hitting the detonator and blowing it up when Rey and them are still there, and they're like, oh my god, what's
Chewbacca was out. These were all the f***s he had to give. His whole world just died.
Although Kylo Ren is apparently a very fast man, because he's inside of a building that's exploding,
gets ahead
but he's
of
outside of them waiting for...
Use the Force.
First jump.
Force jump.
That's not how the Force works.
Night speed.
Best line in the movie, by the way.
Beautiful, beautiful sequence.
Definitely.
He got a very beautiful death in that.
Very emotional.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, like, I didn't have it spoiled for me, thankfully, but like you said, in the movie, it's very telegraphed. You know it's coming.
Well, as soon as you see him start to walk out, and you're like, Han, don't do it. Don't go towards them.
Well, even before that, when he's leaving Leia on the planet.
Yeah.
And she says, I always hate to see you leave, and they have that embrace, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Also like that they didn't just kill Kylo Ren in the first movie. Now, he's gonna come back, and he's gonna have a kick-ass scar on his face.
Yeah, he's gonna be so giddy about that, because it's one more thing he has in common with Vader.
Yeah.
Because Anakin had that
grievous
scar.
facial damage. General grievous facial damage.
He's gonna look in the mirror and just squee. regarding the battle scenes, I did like, similar to how the lightsaber battles had an impact and were emotional. You know, it wasn't just them trying to cram so many things into one frame that you don't know what's going on. It's not like, you know, the clones fighting the robots or the droids.
Where you don't give a any of them.
Yeah, like people are falling and dying and exploding everywhere, and you're like, I don't care what's going on. Whereas this one, so like every time an X-Wing was destroyed, it was, you know, a pilot you'd spent some time with, and the characters commented on it, like, oh, we've lost such and such, and you actually felt like it mattered, not just,
They lost Porkins.
Another, like, clone regiment being blown up or something. I don't know, like, how on the nose and how on purpose this is, but the very first line spoken in the movie by that guy is, "This will begin to make things right." I was like, hey, yes it will.
But why did it have to be Max von Sydow?
Yeah,
Why do you get such a big name for such a big part?
Because maybe he just wanted to be in Star Wars.
Like Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig, yeah, that was a surprise to find that out.
There was I'm still trying to figure out who they're all around that. The rebels are all around that table, looking at the Death Star plans. There was kind of a Asian-looking guy.
Yeah, Ken Leung, I think is how you pronounce his last name. He was on Lost.
Yeah.
A bunch of other shows.
Is he just nameless rebel general?
He was an admiral, and he does have a name. I don't know if they say it in the movie.
If you get screen time, you get a name.
Yeah,
Only
exactly.
got 4 books in the expanded universe by now.
And Greg Grunberg, who's in like everything J.J. Abrams ever does. It was
With
really
a beard.
cool to see.
Empire is the best
Oh yeah.
of the movies. I'd almost, because it parallels A New Hope so much, I would almost tie it, but A New Hope just has that endearing Jawas and
It's so groundbreaking. I mean, you know,
thing. Yeah.
you know, the remaining of the official movies would be, you know, Revenge of the Sith, Clone Wars. Phantom Menace is way down there somewhere.
I personally put Clone Wars at the bottom.
I
hated
understand
that movie. The only reason I rank Phantom Menace higher than it is because they had Liam Neeson in it. And even though his character is about as exciting as a bowl of gruel, it's still Liam Neeson, and he nails bowl of gruel gone gin.
Do you think the best Star Wars movie is yet to come?
Well, they pretty much only can build on this. They can't.
Yeah,
I don't see them
I
screwing
like
it up.
the
after
direction it's going.
What's the next one?
Star Wars Untitled movie. I don't think he's released a...
The next one coming out next year is Rogue One. And it's like a separate... It's outside of the episode.
Oh, they're doing like Marvel, where they're tiding us over with...
Yeah, they've got like a whole expanded Star Wars universe thing going on.
So where does it fall on your ranking?
Well, I was kind of giving this some thought, and I think my order would be Empire Strikes Back as number 1, still. Then I'd say probably A New Hope. Then I'd put The Force Awakens. And then Return of the Jedi.
And that's all you need to
Yeah,
know.
that's the only 4 Star Wars movies that have ever been made.
Yep.
But where's the Christmas special?
You can leave.